All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to do this quick walkthrough with you for your poetry workshop that's coming up next week. It is going to be initially kind of confusing once your page opens up over here. It's going to go live tomorrow morning, so that way you can either work ahead if you want to, or just kind of take an eyeball to it and see what it is that we have coming up for next week. But that'll be here on the pages side, launching tomorrow morning. So what you're going to see is a wiki project. Okay, that's what's going to show up as something that's due. You'll notice, well, first off, I told you this week, I gave you a heads up that we're going to have our poetry workshop next week, right? So let me go to it here on the syllabus. Week 5. All right. On today's block, it says poetry workshop next Tuesday. Okay, poetry workshop next Tuesday. So I would suggest that you go ahead and start taking a look at what you need to do, because all of that stuff for Tuesday will be due on Tuesday. Okay, and of course you have your final test next Wednesday, and then we're going to have a completely separate slam poetry contest next Thursday. So you're going to be creating 4 poems here for the poetry workshop, taking your test on Wednesday, and then your slam poetry contest is on Thursday, where you will already need to have a poem ready to rock and roll, one that is completely separate from whatever you did in the workshop. Okay. All right. So let me get back. So what you'll see is a wiki project. So how do you get there? Come over here to activities. You'll come down and you see wiki project. So you click on that. Once it loads, poetry workshop. Okay. So what this is pretty much is, since I am not with you in class and I can't see you create these things in class, which we would normally do in rotation at different stations, we have to do it this way, right? And so I'm going to have you create almost like a web page here on Haiku, but with the different parts of the project on their own individual pages. I thought that would be the easiest way to have them all in one place, and it gives you the widest range of options creatively. So here's the wiki project. Big thanks to Gavin for letting me borrow his login information. Otherwise, I would not be able to walk you guys through this. So what do you have to do, right? It takes you straight to the poetry workshop page. And I added these already. So once you get there, you'll just have blanks up and you'll just see the add page here, which I'll walk you through that here in a second. Let's click on project detail. Project detail will always be there, no matter what step you're in creating and posting your poems, okay? So always click back on that if you need to see what it is that you need to do. So for this project, on your wiki project page, you will create 4 individual pages, 1 for each part of the project. You will title the project page as the type of poem you completed. See the types in bold below. That's these down here. Blackout Poem, Inspired Poem, Shakespearean Sonnet, Show What You Know, or Image Inspired Poetry. When you click Add Content, select the type of content you're adding. You can choose to upload a file you typed in Docs. You can add your poem as text right into the box. You can embed your poem if you found some creative way to post your work online, etc. I'll get more into detail with that here in a little bit. But I notice I put in bold and italicized the word your, because I will be checking these for plagiarism, okay? This is all creative. It's nothing hard. It's nothing that should make you cry or have any kind of anxiety, okay? It's all just your original thoughts and words, okay? The parameters for each poem are broken down, and we'll get to that in a little bit, okay? So remember to title each of your poems at the top of your poem. The files that you will need for Blackout Poetry and the Shakespearean Sonnet are linked here, okay? There's a Shakespearean Sonnet link here and a Blackout Poetry link here. For the Blackout Poem, you'll select one, download it, and then follow the remaining instructions below. So what do you have to do? You have to complete 4 out of the 5 options. Option 1 is a Blackout Poem. Choose one of the supplied pages from a novel. You will skim read the page, select words or short passages or phrases that stand out to you. You will black out, highlight in black, all other words and phrases, creating a new poem out of the unhighlighted words. Okay, there's an example here. So you click here, take you to a YouTube video showing you, walking you through how someone else did their blackout poem. I won't click on that right now just to save time. You can do that. Again, be sure to give it a title. I then put asterisks here and said you will need to print this out in order to darken the words and re-upload your page. Okay. The reason I say that is, let's take a look at the blackout poems. So if you want to do a blackout poem, you come up here to Blackout Poetry Files. I have already copied some pages from a few books that I've read in the last couple months, and I've posted those here in a file folder. So you come here. All right, and there are 6 options. You only need to choose one, okay? So how do you know which one you want to choose? Well, let's open it up. Let's double click on it and it'll show us a preview, maybe. If my computer will work with me, here we go. This one is from a book called Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. All right, so once it finishes loading, it'll kind of pop into focus a little bit better. There we go. And so you can kind of skim read over that one real quick. Again, it doesn't even have to make sense. What you need to look for are words and phrases that stand out to you, that mean something to you, that you feel you can make a new poem out of, okay? So let's see, what are the rest of them? Let me just right click over here on this little arrow and it'll take me to the next few passages. I'm gonna take some time walking you through this, okay? So again, my asterisk said you'll need to print this out, right? So the reason why is because these are images. These are images. So you can select to open with Google Docs if you're gonna choose to print it, okay? If you're gonna choose to print this out, that's fine. Open it with Google Docs, okay? But what Google Docs does not allow you to do, let me just click on it here. Unless y'all know some magical way and method that I'm unaware of, as far as I know, Google Docs does not have half as many elements and allowances as Microsoft Word does. So, for instance, I can't come in here and insert like a block. Okay, I can click on drawing, sure. But when I click on drawing, it's going to ask me to create a new drawing, right? And then I have to do that every single time I want to add black over the lines of text. So I don't even want to do that. It's just going to take too long. A horizontal line, okay, great. So that'll let me put a small little horizontal line across these lines that I don't want, that I want to black out. It's going to take forever, right? So what I suggest you do is you open it up in Microsoft Word. Well, you're like, well, I don't have Word. Yes, you do. If you come up here, WSFCS, Staff and Student Links, click on Office 365. Well, it's taking forever, but I already have it open. And you just come over and you click on the option for Word, okay? And you have Word Online, right? Everybody has Word. You just click on Word Online. You can open up a new blank document. Whichever file over here you decided you liked. Let's click this back arrow. Oh no, I'm gonna take me somewhere else. Sorry, I'm too quick for this computer. It's so slow, it drives me insane. Jeez. All right, so let's say I want to do Sundown number 1, okay? So I click on Sundown number 1, maybe, oh my God. Come on. All right, so let's say I open this up, whatever. I'm just gonna open up Dreamland, okay, because that's taking way too long. So if I open up Dreamland again, look at that one up here still spinning, how insane. Ugh. All right, and I'm going to download it. So you can say download, you can download it as a Word doc, okay? So that way you can make sure you can highlight on it or what have you. So download it as a Word, Microsoft Word document, save it to, let's say, your desktop. Okay, so that way it's easiest to find. I already have it open down here because I knew it would take forever. So Dreamland, let's say I have Dreamland open. And again, it's an image, so I can't just highlight lines and make them black, okay? So unlike Google Docs, I'm able to insert a shape, and I'll just use this one, okay? And let's say I've already skimmed through this, and I'll just say she was, and I don't want any of this stuff here. I want to say she was followed. Okay, so I'll have to put that there. Play around with it a little bit. Change it to black. Boom, blacked out. Okay, now I have to add another one. Insert. I can do this if I want to. I don't care what shape you use. Just as long as it's blacked out, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. She was, and I want to add, let's say I want to duplicate this one. Actually, I don't know the shortcut for duplicate. I think it's Control D, but I'll just copy Control C and then Control V to copy it. But I don't need it to be that long, so let's shorten it. Okay, and I say she was followed, and then I'm gonna black out all the rest of this line down here. Let me just do that so you'll see what I'm talking about as my poem starts to take shape. She was followed, boom. That's the first line of my own new poem. She was followed. She, and then I might find another word down here, was dancing with a pretty brown-skinned girl. Folks didn't care. She was a vision, right? Okay, so I'm going to black out everything else around those words that I actually like, right? Then I'm going to go back and save this, save as, okay, it's your own document, save as, and save it to your desktop. And you're going to come back to your haiku page, okay? Come back to my haiku page, and let's pretend like I didn't already have a poem here. But you're going to click Add Page, and I'm going to give it a new title and call it, Blackout Poem. Save. Okay, so this is your new page called Blackout Poem. I'm going to delete this so that way you don't get confused by seeing two of them because I already created one. I just wanted to show you how to add a page. So I've created one set that's called Blackout Poem. And let's say that from the document I just created, I want to upload it as an image. So once you get to your Blackout Poem, you'll, on that same page, click Add Content Block. Okay, well, here are all the different types of content that you can add. So I uploaded mine as an image. So you click on image. This is now the title of my poem, which I called it The Power of a Call. Okay, block placement, just where on the page do you want it to go? Well, it's the only thing on this page, so just top right is fine. And then once you hit next, it'll ask you to upload the file, and then you hit submit or what have you. And this is now my Blackout poem here on the Blackout page. So when I go, or when your peers go to look at your page, you just click on this block here. And this is, by the way, a Blackout poem that I found online. I just Googled one just so I can give you an example. The Power of a Call is what I named it. Luke Perry calls Mr. Rogers' voicemail, not to add to the messages, but to listen to the voice. Okay, so that's the poem that someone created from this huge block of text here from a page. And then I titled it The Power of a Call because I didn't know what the actual title was. All right, and then you just submit it here. So now I'm like, all right, cool. Yes, I feel successful. I completed that first one. Well, now I need to choose 3 more. So again, go back to project detail. Let's see, now do I want to do an inspired poem? Choose any book that you have at home or can find online. So if you can't find a book online that lets you get to page 29, then use Lord of the Flies for all I care. I truly don't. It's completely up to you. If you have a textbook at home, still turn to page 29. If you have a history book, a math book, a science book, whatever kind of book you have at home. Parents have books. They have magazines, okay? Turn to page 29. Choose 10 words at random from that page and write them down. Then you're going to narrow down that list to the most important 7 words. You're going to use those 7 words to then create a 12-line poem, okay? No, that does not mean you have single words on all 12 lines and you make sure you use those 7, okay? Be serious about this. It's a workshop. You're showing me what you've learned and how you know how to use figurative language, okay? This does not have to rhyme, but be sure to give it a title, all right? Your 7 words, I'm gonna go back in here and type this in so you don't forget the 7 words. I want you to highlight them, okay? In your poem, highlight your 7 words so I know that those are ones that you actually found. Those are the ones that you narrowed down to, okay? So let's say I wanna do an inspired poem. You can record yourself reciting your poem. You can record yourself acting out your poem while somebody else recites it. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. That was the inspired poem. Okay, so I would come and create a new page, add page, inspired poem, and then add content block. So if you recorded yourself acting it out or reading it out or performing it in any other way, singing it, whatever, however you choose to save that file, you can upload it here. So you can upload an MP4 or an MOV. You can upload your audio of yourself reading it, but you still have to make sure that you supply me with the text, okay? If it's typed, you're gonna do both. You're gonna upload the file here, give it a title, of course, so whatever your inspired poem title is, 7 little words, whatever, 7 little words, okay, and then I'm gonna upload my file of my written text, and then I can still go back and add another content, add more content, and that'll be my video, okay? 7 little words, oops, I can't type, 7 little words video, okay? And then you click next, it'll ask you to upload the video file, so wherever you have that saved. If you want to upload it to YouTube, you can do that, okay? And then you just click on YouTube, and you just paste the URL here on YouTube, from YouTube, excuse me. You can do embedded, or you can choose to do a pop-up, click next, and it'll then be on your page. One thing I want to bring your attention to is these, are these little grayed out radio buttons here. Okay, sorry. Are these little grayed out radio buttons here? This means that your page is not published. You have to make sure that it's red. Once you finish your page, once you finish uploading your stuff, you have to make sure that it's red. So click on it and you can select publish over here on the right. And just go ahead and select publish now when the box finally comes up. Oh great, it didn't even give us an option. Okay, so you go to your page, says unpublished, you just change that and click publish here. All right, so that's how you go about adding your individual pages. Go back to project detail. Other thing I wanted to show you, the Shakespearean Sonnet. Again, this link here is the same thing as this one up here. So it doesn't matter which one you click on. So I click here, template will come up as a PDF. You can print this out if you want, does not matter to me. Again, you have multiple options for uploading. Shakespearean Sonnets, again, spells out what's required to create a Shakespearean sonnet. A through Q, these are the topics that you can write about for your sonnet, okay? Just some pointers here of Iambic Pentameter. So let me stop there. It's hard. Okay, this is one of the most challenging ones. So if you are able to complete this, like, ultra kudos to you. Might even give you some extra credit, I don't know, but only if it's done legitimately in Iambic Pentameter. The pentameter part is the easiest part, okay, because all that means is that you have to have 10 syllables per line for 5 feet, right? So 10 syllables per line. So if you read through your lines and you count up the syllables and each one equals 10, boom, guess what? You have pentameter. But is it iambic, meaning does each syllable follow the da-da, 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 da-da kind of scheme, okay? That's hard, again, but also if you can just get the pentameter part down, that's showing me that you at least kind of know what you're doing. Remember that all sonnets are 14 lines long with 3 quatrains followed by 1 couplet. It has to follow AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG rhyme scheme. Read through the rest of it on your own. So here's the draft sheet. Again, it's a PDF. You can't type on this, okay? Unless you have the software that, there is some software that exists that allows you to, but I don't have it on this computer. So if you do, then great. If you don't, that's fine too. You can just keep this open in this window and open up your own document window and use it, you know, that way. But you have your topic up here in the top. What's your topic? So A through Q, which topic are you writing about? Let's say a random thought. Random thought is my topic. Notice that's not my title. That's my topic, okay? A funny thought. So first stanza, 10 syllables. A, B, A, B, right? I've typed it out here to the side for you. So it's done for you like that. All right, then you get down here to this last page. What do you think goes up from this top line? Not the topic again, but your actual title, okay? You have the title for your Shakespearean sonnet based on your topic, by, put your name, and then you notice I've left off the rhyme scheme pattern because we don't do that for actual poems, right? And then you just retype your poem there. I do not need the draft. All I need is the final copy. Okay, this is a workshop. All I want to see is your completed works. So you'll do your Shakespearean sonnet. Again, save it whichever way you'd like. So let's say I go to my Shakespearean sonnet page, add a content block, and I upload my sonnet. Okay, I still need one more. So I'm going to come back here to project detail. Okay, come back here to project detail. Let's see, I got one more. Okay, show what you know. That one's pretty simple, right? A poem of your choice, any format at all. 12-line minimum, 24-line max. Why? Because I have a lot of poems I have to read. There are 22 of you guys, if you choose to do it, times 4 poems. That's a lot of poems. Then we have image-inspired poetry. This one's fun, should be fun. You get to choose any image you want from any place, copy it and paste it as a reference, and then create a 12 to 24-line poem according to that image. Remember connotations, okay? And by connotations, I don't mean figurative language here. By connotations, I mean positive and negative sounding words. Think about the tone that you want to put across based on whatever it is you're writing about. What mood do you hope to evoke from your reader? And then ultimately, what's your theme? What's the whole point of your poem? Every poem should have a point. You shouldn't just be throwing words out just to make something rhyme and it's silly and it makes no sense at all, right? Every poem should have a theme and overall point. Don't forget to give it a title. So image-inspired poetry, I thought about, of course, what's probably on everybody's mind. That's this horrible pandemic right now. So I put in Stronger Together COVID. So let's say I choose this image here. I like this image right here. Hashtag Stronger Together with the heart, with the puzzle pieces, and they're all different colors, okay? My poem might be about the pandemic. My poem might not even talk about the pandemic, but I might talk about how we are stronger together in multiple types of situations and how every colored piece of this poem represents a different person in society, okay? How we all come together no matter what ethnicity we are, how all of our pieces fit together, okay? I might write a poem about that, but I need to make sure that my words match the tone and the mood I want to put across and pull from my reader. And then of course I have to have a theme. So what's my point? We are stronger together. How do I get that across in my poem? Okay. So again, you can copy and paste from wherever your image is, or if you want to create your own image, that's even better. That's super cool, but I don't know if you have time to do that. But again, you just put your image on your document, upload your document, or if you have some other super cool, fancy way of uploading your stuff online, then do it there. It's fine. And then, of course, when you go to add the content block, if you have your stuff on a site that's not listed here, then all you have to do is click web links. Okay, and just copy and give again your title of your poem, and then you just post the link to your poem. Okay, we are not going to be TP casting each other's work. but we are going to be looking at each other's work. All right, we're going to be reading each other's work. I will next week, or maybe even next Friday on the Flex Friday, just ask you to respond to somebody's poem, not necessarily to them, but to me, and let me know which poem was maybe most insightful, most helpful, which one was really dark, but you appreciated it, which one was, you know, eye-opening, who, you know, who has a great writing style, et cetera, right? So 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, and then you add your 4th page. I don't care which order you put them in. You can click on Organize Pages. If you are like, dang, I really want my best one to go on top and my inspired poem was better than my Blackout poem, just go to Organize Pages. You click the little slashes here, dashes, these little marks. Click these to drag your page. What you need to be aware of, though, is if you drag it and you go over too far, it'll create it as a sub page, okay? It will save it as a sub page to something like that. See how it just went over? And now Blackout Poem is going to be a sub page for Inspired Poem, which means that when I go to look at your poetry, I'm just going to see 2 poems, okay? I really don't want to have to do the drop down stuff, all right? So just make sure that you organize your page and everything is just one single pane. So just slide it back out like so. Click save. Once you have your 4th one done, then you're done. You're completely done, okay? Again, make sure all your pages are published. So I'm on Shakespearean Sonnet, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hit publish. I don't know if you noticed, but when you go to project detail, you can scroll and see who else has finished their sites. Okay, who else has finished their site, and y'all can go ahead and start taking a look at each other's work if you want, okay? Again, I have not made it available for you to leave comments on each other's work. I disabled that, so that's unnecessary, all right? And that's pretty much it. Once you're done, I'll get an alert that you have submitted your work, that your project is ready to rock and roll. But again, this is due next week. So I would go ahead and think about getting a start on it, okay? On Wednesday, again, is your test here on Haiku. And then on Thursday is your slam poetry contest. There are brackets, okay? I have posted the brackets to the syllabus for next week, which again will be active or be live tomorrow, so you can see who you're going to be going up against. I have also laid out in the instructions what you need to write about, what you can write about for your slam poetry, okay? I've put that all on the syllabus. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to fill you in on before I go. I don't think that I do, for once. All right, so that's it, guys. If you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to let me know, to contact me. All right,